My name is Tara Moberly. I'm the news editor at the Met. For a normal issue, it's a lot of work. You have to assign all the stories, find people to write them, and if you can't find people to write them, I have to write them myself. We start that on Wednesday or Thursday, work all week until Tuesday, and then we edit everything and lay it out on Tuesday nights. It's kind of sad that it's the last because you know you'll never have a working environment like the one that we have at the Met. Everyone gets along really well and we're all in the same place as far as being students and trying to juggle working here and working other part-time jobs or just dealing with what it means to be a student. And it's kind of sad because we're all really good friends and we won't see each other anymore.
My name is Julie Vitkovskaya and I work as the assistant features editor for the paper. I design, edit, as well as write for the feature section. And if I didn't join the newspaper, I wouldn't be a better writer, a faster thinker, and just basically the person that I am today. It really shaped me into a hardworking individual, and that's the truth.
Example. I mean, there's nothing else on this page.
Yeah, but
except for the one story.
What's the front page supposed to do, though?
The front page is supposed to tell you. Well, that's a very
newspaper?
good question. That's actually a very good question about what the front page is supposed to do. Some people would argue.
You're answering my question with a story. What is a front page supposed to do?
Front page. No, that's a very important theory. John Temple just wrote a huge blog about
Nick Garcia, what is a front page supposed to
There are
do?
two things.
My name is Nick Garcia, and I am the managing editor of the Metropolitan. When I am done with the Metropolitan, I will miss the relationships. You know, the story is great, and having the paper out is fantastic, but the people you do it with, that, at least at a college level, is really what it's all about. I would not have met any of these amazing people, these professionals, anywhere on campus, not even in my classrooms, not, you know, in the Tivoli Commons, but in this office. And that's what I'm gonna miss the most when my time with the Met is done.
There are two things a front page can do. One, it could be a menu for the newspaper, for the entire newspaper, okay? Which would be something like
Almost all of these.
So these are menu front pages.
Yes.
These give you options. Something like this says, oh my God, you have to read this right now.
Absolutely.
And so those are your two options of a front page.
No, and I completely agree. And I think if you look at these two, to me this says...
My name is Cora Kemp, and I am the photo editor of the Metropolitan. There's a lot that I'm going to miss, and that's why it's really hard to leave the Met, because the Metropolitan gives students a chance. You know, if you're an editor, you get paid a low amount of money, but it's enough to at least survive a little bit off of. You can at least feed yourself, and you get to do what you love. And getting onto the Met staff is really easy because they accept anybody, and you just have to be dedicated and hardworking to be a part of it. And so it's really comfortable for me now. Like really comfortable. It's pretty much, I mean, I would say my apartment is my second home because I'm here more than I'm at home. That opportunity to like be in the industry and, you know, not be paid amazing, but it's enough to live, and so it's like the ideal situation.
Yeah.
Whereas now we're going back to the bottom of the barrel along with all the thousands of people that are looking for jobs right now. So, and you know, I mean, and I've talked to like a bunch of different people. Like I talked to Matt Jonas, and I've talked to a bunch of different people about their experience in getting. I'm just trying to get a good picture, but it's amazing how much I've grown as a photographer and going into different situations with shooting since I've joined the Met. What's your name? Adam. A-D-A-M. Hey, you can spell it weird, you know? What's your last name? Same name?
A-D-M.
Okay, get your name?
My name is Lanson, L-A-N-S-E-A-N.
S-E-N. That's a cool name. Kennedy? K-E-N-N. There's a huge amount of planning that goes into shoots. Some of the last minute shoots, obviously you don't have much time to plan. Cool. Do you guys come here often? Alright, I actually have never eaten here, so we're gonna see how the food is. This what I've heard. I've heard the food is awesome here, so.
Look at all the signs on the wall, that's how I know.
Yeah.
There have been so many multiple exciting, adventurous, maybe even heated experiences that we've had at the Met. You know, that's what we do. We fight for our ideas. We fight for what's best, and at the same time, we're still friends at the end of the day. And I've just learned so much from these people. I came from not knowing anything about journalism. I walked into the office saying, I think I could write, please give me a job. And the people that work there are just, they're amazing. They're not only professional, but they know how to have fun.
I don't understand why that photo
But are you
he's
judging on
talking about
design or
design
image?
as a whole.
That whole thing though plays for me. Like
I'm
if
asking
I'm
what is
not
the
reading
best
this,
front
if they're gonna read it, then it makes perfect sense to me. And I go, this. I think since a lot of the staff is staying, it's probably going to be a continuation of what we've done this year. We did really well this year as far as, I think, going a little more in depth than they have done in the past and asking some of the harder questions of the administration and getting stories out that were important, especially the budget. I think we did a better job of reporting on the budget issues that could have raised tuition more so than other publications in the city that aren't school publications. So I think we have a good staff. Caitlin is my assistant, and she's still going to be here next year. And she's worked really hard and understands the same things that I learned when I came, and is probably going to continue to be asking the same questions, reporting the same things that I would have.
This is a really big thing. You cannot have this be your banner and display story at the same time.
My name is Caitlin Gibbons, and I am the assistant news editor taking over as news editor for the Metropolitan. Production nights are always interesting. We have a lot of work to do, but we also have a lot of fun while we're doing it. Tonight was a little bit different. First of all, it was the last issue of the spring 2009 semester, and also we had a different hierarchy tonight because Dominic was testing out being editor-in-chief, so James wasn't in charge as usual, but overall I think the night went well. We did have a few tensions over the front cover, which is nothing unusual. It's just usually dealt with in a different manner, so it was informative to see how Dominic dealt with it with his managerial skills for now.
I'm actually in limbo. I don't know if I will become a copy editor or features editor. So I am in that limbo stage because the reason that I am in that limbo stage is because of time. Going to school and working at a different job and doing the paper at the same time is incredibly time consuming. But the work that you put in is completely worth it. I've learned everything that I could, not everything, but a lot of the things that I learned at the paper I can apply to my classes. And the last issue is sad because you're looking back at all the work, and once you're looking back, you're like, oh my gosh, we did all that, you know. I've worked at it for a year, and looking back at all my clips, I've grown so much from the paper. So.
Well, I learned a lot here because I didn't really know that much about layout and what it really takes to put together a paper until I came. And I learned something from everybody. Everybody's very talented, and everyone here has something different to offer. So I learned a lot, and it was important because I think you have to know how to do this on your own before you can get a job. It's not something you can really learn once you get to a job. You have to be able to prove you can do it before you'll get a job. Yeah, there will definitely be tears.
This, I think Rocky Mountain News. I really do. Like, this is exactly what the Rocky Mountain News would do. Because there's two stories on top, with a sweet little fucking cutout, and then, you know, like, that, to me, best of the year.